What is going on, guys? Insane Jugg back for another video. Next installment of NFL Roundtable with Jugg. Uh, Not sure what my record was last week, the week before I did like really well. So hopefully we can have another great week. We got a great week of football coming up, that's for sure. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Thursday night football, Eagles versus Panthers. In most power rankings, Eagles are actually number two or number one in most of them. Eagles and Chiefs are the top two teams in the NFL according to most power rankings. Uh, I have not seen a lot of Eagles football, so that caught me by surprise. But the Panthers are also top five in power rankings. So, uh, according to power rankings, we have a top five matchup this week against the 4-1 Eagles and 4-1 Panthers. So, should be an interesting matchup to say the least. Panthers at home. Cam has been playing really well the past 2 weeks. Devin Funchess has looked really well the past 2 weeks. Christian McCaffrey has looked really well. That Panthers defense is top five in the NFL for sure. Eagles, they're getting their backfield going. Blunt is taking the goal line work. They're getting Kenyon Barner involved in the backfield. Carson Wentz looks good. Alshon Jeffrey's having a good year. Zach Ertz is having a really good year. So you've got two teams that are playing extremely well right now, and I would hate for this matchup to be a disappointment. I don't think it will be, but I would hate for it to be. Uh, the Panthers did struggle versus the Saints, but that was a long time ago. Panthers are a better team now than they were then. Uh, but I'm not gonna lie though, I gotta pick the Eagles in this situation. I just feel like playing better football right now. The Panthers are getting more consistent, but Patriots was the worst defense in the NFL. Detroit was impressive, but damn, Detroit was an impressive win. They did almost squander that lead at the end, but Detroit was still an impressive win. It's just I haven't seen enough Eagles either. So I'm actually gonna take the Panthers, man. I haven't seen enough Eagles football. I'm interested to see them on prime time because I want to see what they are about. But at this point, I just can't give you guys enough information on the Eagles where I feel like Philly is gonna beat Carolina at home. I just can't see it happening. So give me the Panthers to win at home in prime time. Next up, got the Bears and the Ravens. You can never tell with my Ravens what's gonna happen, but hopefully we're at a point where we wouldn't lose to Chicago at home. Uh, if we are, then we need to pack our bags up for the season. Seriously, we're such a better team, man. We're such a better team. Uh, we're probably middle of the pack right now, but still better than Chicago, that's for sure. So um, I can't see us losing to Chicago. Is it possible? Yes. It's possible to lose every week, but I can't see the Ravens squandering one to Chicago. I'd like to see Alex Collins get a lot more carries this week, which was really solid last week against Oakland. Next up, Packers and Vikings. Sam Bradford looked terrible last week. Case Keenum came in and he put on a show. Interesting dynamic to say the least because Sam Bradford was one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL throughout the first couple of weeks. Then he got hurt, and Case Keenum has been playing solid, but Bradford was like one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL based on his performance over the first 2 weeks. So for him to struggle like he did on Monday Night Football and Case Keenum to come in and play extremely well, it makes you kind of question what's going on with the quarterback position. Are they going to go with Keenum or are they going to bring Bradford in? Because Keenum's the hot hand right now. But Packers are traveling to play Minnesota, and I know Dalvin Cook is out. Jerick McKinnon has a lot on his shoulders, but honestly, I think the Vikings are gonna beat the Packers. Uh, Call me crazy, but I just feel like I don't know. The Packers are gonna get kind of complacent, and they're gonna think that this is gonna be an easy win. And I think that the Vikings are gonna get it done. And that's just how I feel, man. Vikings are a very underrated team. Thielen and have been the best combination of receivers over the past quarter of the season. So interested to see how those guys play this time around. And I've got the Vikings over the Packers. No, it's not going to be popular. I know a lot of people have the Packers as a top 3 team, but I got the Vikings. Next up, 49ers and Redskins. This is a tough matchup to pick because the Redskins generally don't play well against bad teams. They usually sink to the level of the competition of their opponent, and as a result, they end up getting beat by lesser quality teams, and it's happened often with the Redskins. So this is definitely not a given at all, and I could see the 49ers being the Redskins this week. And I actually have the 49ers being the Redskins this week. I just think that the 49ers are going to find a way to get it done. I think the Redskins are going to play a really bad 60 minutes of football this weekend. And I got the 49ers over the Redskins. Next up, Lions and Saints. Lions just got rid of Adrian Peterson, which may mean a good thing for their offense. Now, Ingram is the guy, and Kamara is the third down back, the guy you want to split out at receiver, so on and so forth. So their backfield are really similar to Jonathan Stewart and Christian McCaffrey now, and that's more for the Panthers. So I think it's going to definitely work out for the Saints. And the Saints have an opportunity to beat Detroit, but last week isn't going to change anything for me. Detroit is one of the best teams in the NFL, probably the most underrated team in the NFL, and I'm not going to turn on them because they had one bad week against Carolina. The Lions are a better team than the Saints. So give me Detroit getting a win in New Orleans. So next up, Dolphins and Falcons. Shouldn't get into it. Their coach snorted coke. So the Dolphins have just been such a meltdown this year, and for the Dolphins not to be the biggest laughingstock this season, hint hint Giants, that says enough in itself. So Dolphins are terrible. I got the Falcons winning. Browns and Texans. Kevin Hogan is going to be starting against, albeit still a tenacious Texans defense, but man, no J.J. Watt, no Whitney Merciless. Clowney's going to have to step up. Bednarik McKinney is going to have to step up. We'd obviously like to see those DBs step up. Houston still has one of the better defenses in the NFL. I don't get it messed up. It's just Watt and Merciless are huge losses. And I could see Cleveland getting their first win of the season this week. It's just Kevin Hogan. There's no way Kevin Hogan should be starting over Sean Kaiser in any situation. I understand that Kaiser hasn't played to the best of his ability, but Kevin Hogan just isn't nearly as good of an athlete. Doesn't have near the arm talent or the scrambling ability, whatever you want to call out. He's not on the level of Deshaun Kaiser, and I think this is a bad decision by Cleveland. And as a result, it's going to kind of mess with the confidence of Deshaun Kaiser. And I think Kaiser's going to struggle with confidence for his remainder of his time in Cleveland. So looks like another quarterback that they squandered. And I got the Texans winning. Patriots versus Jets. Jets are on a 3-game winning streak. Jets look pretty good. Pretty good. Heard that Tom Brady had a sore left shoulder. This may be the hardest game to pick this week. Obviously, I've picked the Jets the past 3 weeks, and I've been 3 for 3. And people probably think I'm crazy, but my pops is a Jets fan, so I am kind of biased. So even though I'm a Ravens fan, I do low-key root for the Jets sometimes. Jets have a chance to get a big win in MetLife Stadium versus the worst defense in the NFL in the Patriots. I think Gronk is hurt as well, if I'm not mistaken. But whatever the case is, Patriots are still one of the better teams in football. We have to succumb to that fact. I know they haven't been playing well lately, but I think that the Patriots will get back on the right foot and that they will beat the Jets. This is a tough pick to make, though. And after the video's over, I may think, damn, I should have picked the Jets, but um, I mean, the Patriots are just a better team, and for anyone to think that we would be considering who's going to win out of the Jets and the Patriots come week 6, I don't think anybody could have guessed that. But we are considering picking the Jets, which is crazy. But I got the Patriots over the Jets. Next up, Buccaneers vs. Cardinals. Adrian Peterson's debut, and another hard matchup to pick. Obviously, Cardinals' offensive line is average at best, but I'm interested to see how that offense is going to look with Adrian Peterson. I mean, but the Cardinals played the 49ers this year, and they went into overtime with the 49ers, and they almost squandered that game. So the Cardinals I'm not sure what happened to the Cardinals over the past 2 years, but they just had a giant meltdown, and they're nowhere near what they used to be. I don't think Bruce Arians has a locker room anymore. I don't know. Buccaneers are a better team, and I got the Buccaneers getting the victory. Rams versus Jaguars, two of my favorite up-and-coming teams. Gonna be great to see both of these guys go at it. But the X factor, I think, is gonna be Blake Bortles having some struggles against his Rams defense. I don't think the Jaguars are gonna have a great day of football offensively, and I got the Rams beating the Jaguars in Jacksonville. A lot of people got on that Jaguars bandwagon last week, and I think it's gonna get to their head. And I think they're going to get beat by the Rams this week. So, give me the Rams over the Jaguars. Next up, we got Chargers and Raiders. Chargers are still looking for that first win. I don't see it happening this week. Not going to get into it. Obviously, it's Phillip Rivers versus E.J. Manuel. So, Chargers do have an opportunity to get done. But I think the Chargers are just scared of winning. I don't know what it is. I mean, if they're gonna win any week, it's this week versus the Raiders. But at Oakland, I feel like the Raiders are pissed off about that loss to the Ravens, and they got a chip on their shoulder. And I think that the Raiders are gonna get it done. So give me the Raiders over the Chargers. Next up, Steelers and Chiefs. Chiefs are one of the best teams in the NFL. Just the way it is. Alex Smith has been playing like the MVP so far this season. And honestly, I would love to pick the Steelers over the Chiefs, and I've been considering it for a while. But I think that the Chiefs' offense will have more success versus the Steelers' defense than vice versa. And that's the only reason why I'm picking the Chiefs over the Steelers in Arrowhead, one of the best home field advantages in the NFL. Broncos and Giants. Give me the Giants. Not going to get into it. Monday Night Football, Colts and Titans. Jacoby Brissett obviously going to be leading his team into Tennessee. And this is where I feel that the Colts are going to get a big win. I mean, Tennessee, like I said, is obviously the better team. But I just got a feeling that the Colts are going to get a win this week over the Titans. So call me crazy, man. Give me the over the Titans. It's been your boy, Insane Jugg, up with another video. Hope you guys enjoy it. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. All that means the world to me. And I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.